Hello everyone, and welcome to another Total Drama Island Reboot reaction/review video. This time I will talk about episode 6 of season 2. I'm going to go through the video with my thoughts on things that happened, as well as talking about my thoughts on the eliminated person in the end. This video is written directly after the reaction to the 5th episode. And as usual, this video will contain spoilers. So if you don't want to be spoiled, then maybe don't watch this video. We start with the usual recap of the episode, and what we learned was Nichelle was eliminated in the last episode as well, and Chris finally caught MK for cheating. Or should I say taking his hairdryer? I personally think Chris is more mad at her for that than cheating. If she didn't steal the hairdryer, Chris would probably be okay with it. So the episode opens with Caleb working out and Z asking him what he thinks about Priya. Caleb says he just wants an alliance with her and doesn't like her that way, and it's all for strategy. Z becomes sad because now he thinks Caleb is just using Priya. Priya comes and asks what they were talking about and wonders if she ever was mentioned. She is afraid that Z told her secret to him, which he didn't. It's pretty fun to see Z in this position between Caleb and Priya because Z is a wild card. Z is so random and unreliable. We already saw it last episode where he almost slipped up multiple times. I'm glad that Z is finally involved in something. I know I wanted him gone earlier. That was because he had nothing, but now he does, and I'm okay with him staying a little longer. Now, knowing Z, he will probably screw this up. I predict that Caleb is going to admit his true feelings to Priya, but then Z tells her he is just using her, and she gets mad and sad at Caleb. I think that will be Z's role, and he will probably get eliminated after that because he has no more purpose. Chris then announces that the remaining campers should head to the dining hall where he has an announcement. He tells everyone that it's gonna be the merge, which I was surprised by because it's super early. We are just in episode 6. I think a lot of it has to do with the cheating storyline, as they wanted MK to be exposed during the merge. The problem with that was that the skunk butts could not lose after they started cheating. It would not make any sense to eliminate any of them unless MK got caught. He also reveals that there is going to be an immunity idol hiding somewhere on the island, and this is so good because it adds extra drama and storylines. As of now, anyone can find it. Here are some contenders I think will find it. Number 1 is obviously Julia. She is the biggest target and main antagonist, and I feel she is going to find it in an episode where she is 100% out, but gets saved by the idol. With that, her sole vote might be enough to take someone unexpected out, like Wayne or Damien. She and MK might also steal it from someone, which wouldn't be so surprising. Surprisingly, Z might also find it, but knowing Total Drama, he will misuse it and probably cause his own elimination. Maybe he somehow wants to make up for the mess he caused between Caleb and Priya and gives the immunity idol to one of them as they are eliminated, just for that other vote to be on him. Raj and Wayne might also find it and maybe even fight about it. Damien is also likely to find it, and it might build on his resume going further into the game, and both Caleb and Priya have been trying to find it. Basically, I think everyone can get it, but Axel and Ripper, they don't really look like contenders to me. For me, it's either up to Julia or Z, but more likely Julia, because she is too strong. It would be fun if someone unexpected finds it, though. For the challenge, they first are going to need to partner up with someone and then carry a kayak together through the forest to the lake. MK wonders how they are going to do that since there are an odd number of people left, so someone is going to be left out. This is where Chris tells her that everyone can partner up except MK, and even Julia doesn't care about her. Chris also tells in front everyone about MK cheating, and of course the rat faces are angry at her. I wish this was another team episode just to see how they would do against the rat faces one last time without the cheating. Also, this doesn't have a huge effect. Everyone is just mad at her for a few seconds, and then no one cares about MK anymore. As they are partnering up, Wayne is kind of left out because Raj is with Bowie. He tries with Damien, who apparently is his number 2, which is interesting. He also tries with Ripper, but gets stuck with Julia in the end. Julia and Wayne were pretty fun to watch in this episode because they are pretty much the opposite of each other. I wish we saw more of this Wayne for a few more episodes, the lost one without Raj not around. He looks very lost and confused, and I would like to see him more with other people. Raj has Bowie, Wayne has no one, and now I'm kind of interested in how a Wayne and Damien duo would look like. So the partnering up is done, and we have Raj and Bowie, Caleb and Priya, Axel and Ripper, Damien and Z, Julia and Wayne. and then MK, who is all alone. There are no real surprises here, as these duos are basically who they are connected to the most. Julia and Wayne were forced because MK was not available, and even the Z and Damien don't have a major plot together. They make sense as a duo, since they were on the same team as well as being outside of the major plots. On their way to the lake, we have some interactions. Raj and Bowie are super cute together. Wayne is funny annoying Julia without him knowing it. Priya and Caleb are cute as well, and Damien notices the flirting too, and he is totally rooting for them, it seems like. So it looks like the Priya and Damien ship has officially sailed. Axel and Ripper don't really do much in this episode, as they usually just have like one-liners and kiss each other a lot. But they are fun to watch. They are giving Axel a lot of personality, which I like. MK is alone carrying her canoe and kinda struggles because a lot of animals are acting like this is Noah's Ark or something. So as they all arrive at the lake, there is a second challenge ahead. This time they are gonna go jousting at each other on the canoe. The first person they are against is the person they just teamed up with. And everyone is kinda bummed except Julia, who can't wait to hurt Wayne. I think this was a small but interesting twist, and we kinda got to see how everyone would do if they were against their closest ally. Also, since MK didn't have a partner, she got a bear that will use boxing gloves, and let me tell you that this bear had more personality and impact than our flop queen, Nichelle. So, let's get over each battle real quick. Ripper doesn't want to fight Axel, but she knocks him out with no problem. It's good to see that even if she is deep into the relationship, she can still focus on the game. And they also have a funny confessional where Axel says, "A couple who fight makeup, Ripper can't fall more in love than he already is." Bowie and Raj doesn't really want to hurt each other, but Bowie knows he needs immunity, and he goes for it. Priya and Caleb are actually fighting, and they are very equal, even if Caleb told us he is going easy on her. I think they are a good fit for each other because they have a lot in common, and their moments together right now is just so cute. I know a lot if you don't like Priya because she made it far last season, but I think this season she is the opposite. Last time she did what her parents wanted her to do. This time she is free and doing what she wants. It ends up in an intense battle where both knock each other out. And as they are both eliminated from the challenge, Caleb suggests they sneak and look for the immunity idol. Then we have Wayne, who is still annoying Julia by saying "joust" every time he hits her. She is annoyed and just wants it to end, so she acts hurt and uses the "I can't believe you hit a girl" card. And of course, does our pure-hearted Wayne actually think he hurt her and feels really bad for her. But it's a trick, and she hits him, and he either cracked his nut or got a boat in his booty hole. Because where did it land? We probably won't get any baby Waynes in the future. MK is fighting the bear, and it just abuses her. And Chris loves this. I think Chris really enjoys torturing MK. I can actually see a scenario where MK just have had enough and straight up just quits because she can't handle it anymore. Lastly, we have Z versus Damien, and I have mixed feelings about what they are doing with Damien. Because in this episode, he really wanted to win immunity for some reason, and he becomes kind of brave and strong. Which is literally the opposite of what he was last episode. It feels like something changed and we missed something. The only time he was like this was in episode 3, where he said he would take more risks, but then he became a coward again in episode 4 and 5. I like the path they have for Damien, but it kind of feels like they are just picking random episodes. They want Damien to shine, and it just becomes a surprise. I will be like, what happened between this and last episode? If he becomes a coward again next episode, it will be weird. If he is confident next episode, then they are at least building on that, but where is the backstory of that? So the winners were Damien, who will go against Julia next, then Bowie, who will go against Axel. MK is still fighting against the bear, and she is struggling, but let's be honest, who thought she would beat a bear? At this point, it is just MK abuse. I guess that's karma on her, but isn't it a little bit too much? Meanwhile, the challenges happen. Priya and Caleb are looking for the idol together, and no one seems to care. To make the second round more interesting, Chris has added sharks to the lake, and of course, Damien gets upset. Bowie versus Axel is a pretty even matchup. Bowie tries to trick Axel, but it doesn't work at first because Axel has no weaknesses. He later tries again, but this time uses Ripper as his bait, and it works to catch Axel off guard, and she is knocked out. So Ripper now knows he is her weakness, so maybe he will put himself in danger or something so she can rescue him. Then we have Julia versus Damian, and Julia should win this one with ease, but Damian actually holds his ground and is able to push her down to the point a shark bites off one of the ends of Julia's stick thingy. It becomes a sharp weapon, but she still uses the pillow side of her stick and gets a karma moment. I don't know why she even pointed out that it was sharp. Was she thinking of stabbing him or something? As the challenge goes on, Priya and Caleb are out in the forest trying to find the immunity idol. This is a good moment for them to just connect. And it turns out they have a lot in common when it comes to their parents. Priya knows that she shouldn't fall for another competitor, but she just can't help herself. She then actually slips up and says that she likes him, but luckily Caleb did not hear, or did he? I like this Priya much more, as she has a few flaws and feels more relatable instead of being super perfect at everything like last season, where she felt almost like a robot. Also, how blind is Caleb that he can't notice that Priya likes him? Even other competitors like Damian have noticed. Damian and Bowie move on to the final round, and this is an interesting matchup. We have last season's runner-up, who is a strong competitor, versus the guy who is afraid of almost everything. But we all love an underdog moment, so of course, Damian wins against Bowie. I'm happy Damian won, but it kind of felt a little bit random, as he hasn't really been focused in an episode before. And here he is, winning immunity. Personally, I think it's to build up his resume, because as of now, it makes no sense for him to win immunity. He is not a threat or a target. He is, at this point, a background character, so it felt very random for him to win. Hopefully, this means she will get more Damian focused on the next episodes. Also, he is the first male contestant of the reboot to win immunity, so congrats to Damian for that. We are now going into the Elimination Ceremony with Damian immune. From a storyline view and common sense, MK should be the #1 target, as she was outed as the cheater. We also got a confessional from Julia that since Bowie isn't immune, she will try to rally votes to get him. So it looks like it's going to be between Bowie and MK. With the gay squad plus the rat faces, it looks like MK will be the one going home. The bear is also there and leaves, as Chris does an awful pun, and I agree with this bear. Can we cast this bear for season 3, please? It has more personality than some of the reboot cast. So at the Elimination Ceremony, Bowie is the one going home, and Raj is sad. Just look at his eyes. I was kind of shocked, because how did he get eliminated? Then we got another confessional from Julia saying she convinced the rat faces that it was Bowie's idea all along. So it was another off-screen elimination? Why did they keep doing this? Why do we keep missing important storytelling and it just gets revealed in a confessional? We could just have Julia convince them during the challenge during the final round. And to not believe the hockey bros, she can just say that Raj and Wayne only defended him since Raj is his boyfriend. Now let me talk about this. Julia needed at least 4 votes, as she already had MK's. There are 3 votes she definitely won't get, and it's the hockey bros and Bowie's. Last episode, the rat faces all knew what she did to Nichelle, so why would they even believe Julia? Especially Damian, who said that he would never trust her. Axel and Priya had a really big reactions against MK cheating. So whose votes did she manage to collect? My guess is herself, MK, Ripper, Z, and maybe even Axel, as she wanted to vote with Ripper. If she made the argument that Bowie is a stronger competitor, then I can see Priya and Caleb voting him out, but she specifically said that it was about the cheating. I really think the writers did a miscount of the votes, or there were some random votes, like Priya maybe voted for Z, so that's 1 less vote, but I don't think so. And this was all off screen, and I hate that. We had last episode where Julia somehow managed to write a whole contract without paper before the challenge. I know they are trying to build up Julia as the main antagonist of the season, but maybe they can show it instead of her just saying it in the end in a confessional. They are kind of making her too overpowered. Even though Julia is smart, she doesn't really have the social capital to sway so many people, in my opinion. They clearly took Bowie out early so they could focus on Julia in the end game without an obstacle, so I think they will 100% make Julia dominate the game, because there is no one stopping her except one guy. I think our hero this season will be Damian. I don't know why, but right now it's 1-0 to Damian versus Julia, and he is as well aware of her shenanigans, and I think he will be the one stopping her in the finale. Yes, I believe it will be a Damian versus Julia finale. I'm gonna leave my theory here, and maybe I will talk about it in another video. So about Bowie, I think he was okay. I liked his relationship with Raj a lot. They portrayed very cutely. I did like that he had to choose either Raj or cheating through the challenges. That was interesting to watch. I'm kind of surprised though Owie was okay with the cheating. I feel like he would be someone who would do whatever it takes to win, but still respect the rules. So him being okay with the cheating was kind of surprising to me, but from a storytelling perspective, it makes sense since he is also an antagonist. As I said before, he was the only one going against Julia, so now with him gone, she will probably dominate. But at least we can see Raj and Wayne without him, and it will be interesting to see what the writers do to them. That was it for my reaction/review of episode 6. What did you think about it? Comment down below. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video, as well as join me on my next Total Drama Interactive, where you can join other viewers and play out a whole season of Total Drama in just a few hours. If you are watching this the week this video is published, then I will be live on Saturday for another fun stream. Thanks for watching and see you all later. Bye.